This is just a quick tour of the Starfleet HQ. It's my older builds. These are not updated, so they're definitely older builds. I have my rendered distance sent to as far as it will go. Obviously it's not rendering. But we have the New Orleans class, the Renegade. We have the Sovereign class, the Sovereign. Over here we have a Akira Class, or the Geronimo, if she'll load, which she probably won't. And then over here we have the Centaur Class, or USS Centaur. And right below us is Starbase 117, which is a remake of Starbase 97. So there are some inconsistencies in Starbase, just be warned of that. Some of the labels are wrong and stuff like that, because I have never gone through and updated this thing after remodeling it. Although if you want to see an updated version of this, or one that's being updated, check out the Mindtrack.net game server. This station's actually on it, and a guy named Jango was working on it, and he did a lot of updates to it. So, and they're really cool updates. But yeah, check it out on the Mindtrack.net game server if you're interested in seeing an updated version of this Starbase. Again, this is stock Minecraft. No texture packs or anything are required, although I believe one of the older packs may be a benefit because of the various blocks down there that are being used. Obviously, those were used with the intent to fit with the Mindtrack older resource pack. So caution blocks and things like that. Here's the interior of the saucer section of the Starbase. As you can see, it's pretty large, big enough for several dozen shuttles. Yeah, it took me a little over 6 months to build this station, and again, this was built in creative only. I didn't quite get all the circles right on it, but I tried my best. So, the largest one, of course, and then I had to keep working my way down. The original version of this base is a little bit different in layout, but this one here is still pretty nice. There's lots of room for people to explore and set things up, do things that they want to do. Rooms has a full arboretum down here. If I had to do over again, the arboretum would actually be up in one of these bigger areas here. But I'm not going to remake this. This was too big. Whoops! Ran into the Renegade. Right there. These are escape pods, of course. These are just windows over the larger arboretum area. There's a full arboretum, but a full crew section for the ship wreck area, things like that in there. Takes up 2/3 of the ship, I believe, or 2/3 of the station's secondary hall here. This is a cargo VIP bay. These are little emergency shuttles or pods, so you can fly out to other ships. They're connected. I don't know. Some folks wanted them set up for like some mod. I can't remember the name of it, so that's why they're here, is for that. They can probably install the mod and do it themselves. This, of course, is the Akira herself, or the Renegade. The Geronimo. Yeah, I work on so many ships I can't keep the names straight anymore. These builds are very dated. The Sovereign's hull was completely 100% built in creative. It's not a 3D hull, ergo it has issues. But hey, what can I tell you? I didn't have a 3D hull to work from. The Renegade's hull is a monumentous hull, but heavily modified, cleaned up, and resized to be needed for this build here. Same thing with the Centaur and the Renegade. Those are monumentous hulls that have been resized and cleaned. You'll have to try some of the older resource packs to see which one works best. Obviously, this ship was built with a resource pack in mind. The sand and stuff. So I'm thinking if I go ahead and change over real quick to a resource pack. Let's try this one. This is our 9 beta version, so it may not look all that hot. But yeah, you can see how it changes dramatically in here for the Akira. Yeah, it does help the Akira quite nicely. As far as the older builds, I'm not too sure about. Definitely won't help the Starbase. In fact, it might actually make the Starbase look a little odd, because the Starbase was not designed with the resource pack in mind. And I don't believe neither the Sovereign nor any of the other builds were. The Akira definitely was, so obviously, I mean, it looks like it. Fly along here until she loads in. I like the resource pack because it just gives everything a much cleaner, more serene look to it. Now, I should have turned, in retrospect, I should have turned the ship differently and had it connect differently, but I just did it that way just because I'm lazy. Fly through here real quick. Here's the Arboretum. I have Gamma Bright off. When I turn Gamma Bright on, you'll see a little distortion on the center of my screen. That's just the Gamma Bright thing telling me what's going on. But yeah, it's a lot smoother with the resource pack on. So yeah, I'm not seeing all the flaws in this. So this may have also been slightly optimized to be used with the resource pack. If that's the case, awesome. Yeah, all these deck 4, deck levelings, these are all, they're not correct. Just keep that in mind when you tour the ships and stuff. That's not accurate. We'll run over here real quick to the Akira so we can get out. Oops, I'll fly down here. And then come up into here. Back up into the upper hangar bay. And sit back around here. And back out the back aft of the hangar bay. I was going to include a couple more ships, but MC Edit didn't want to cooperate, so yeah. Turn Gamma Bright back on. Buzz on over to the Sovereign here real quick. Again, the Sovereign was built literally deck by deck, layer by layer. So that's why it doesn't, the hull doesn't look as good as the one we're currently working on the Mindtrack.net game server. That's an actual 3D hull. This is a purely created hull. And no matter how I tried, I just could not get that right there to look good. If I had to do over again, I would resize this whole section and make sure that the bridge was done a heck of a lot better than it was implemented here. Overall, I'm very happy. I mean, these nacelles, for being built by hand, came out really nice. The overall lay of the ship is really well done. The interior of it is, you know, it's designed by it's based off the strategic design deck plans. But you know, I did what I could to make it look good, and yeah, I tried. That's all you can really do with these things. Back in the day when everything was being built and creative, kind of, I don't even think when I was building this we had, at that time we had flight mode. I believe I had to have scaffolding all over this thing, because I built part of it on server, and then I built most of it off server. Well, not most of it, a considerable portion of it off server, and then moved it onto the server for other things. So, yeah, you can see that we didn't have Gamma Bright back then. So everything is overhead lighting and baseboard lighting. I put lights everywhere I could think of. I had to keep them in patterns. So, yeah, well, you know, win some, lose some. Definitely different standards now. The new Sovereign or Enterprise E build has quite a bit of difference to it than this build. So what I might do with that one, I might actually raise the lift up a little bit on the Enterprise E build so that you can see underneath of it when we get it all done. Work bees, parking shuttles, other shuttles through here. These are runabouts. And these are Type 7s or something. Had a lot of fun building this ship, I really did. I mean, I'd love to rebuild this. Whoops, sorry about that. Love to rebuild this ship, but, you know, or I should say modernize this ship with a better hull. Because I think it came out really nice, and update everything in it. Clean up the hull, make it look a little bit better. This is one of my favorite builds. Again, this is not the updated version that's on the Mindtrack.net game server. The one that's on the Mindtrack.net game server is in the process of being renovated, and once it is completed, it will be updated on Planet Minecraft as well. All this funkiness has been removed and fixed, so now the circles or oval shapes are all nice and clean on the Mindtrack.net server. I haven't finished it, so I didn't include it in this build. I might also include Jango's updated version of the Starbase as well, because I think he'd appreciate having people check it out and stuff like that. So, but yeah, you know. And again, this is the Centaur, another one of my builds. Lee Bob and Joyer 1414 assisted with this. Well, really, their idea for how to do the lines in the coloring is what I used more specifically. They were the guys that inspired me to do this. That's the best way to put it. So, and it was just, you know, I wanted to say thanks to those guys for giving me the inspiration to do it. But it was a fun build as well. I haven't updated this, but it's also on the Mindtrack.net game server. It too will be updated as I get time, especially with the new blocks that we gained from 1.8. So, yeah, pretty stoked. Pretty darn stoked. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.